I bought an abandoned Japanese farmhouse for $15,000 filled with the previous owner's things. There was a safe, there was kimonos, there were Pokemon cards, there were beautiful Japanese furniture, all left intact by the owner. And in this video, I will explain to you what happened with that house. And I will also talk about why we walked away for now. I hope that this video will be useful for a lot of people, especially if you're thinking about buying or renovating an Akiya in Japan. And I will also talk a little bit about the future, because this is not only a video about this farmhouse. So I bought and renovated several Akiyas in Tokyo. And when Sangenjaya House, our first short-term rental, was up for rent, we were without renovation project. I love creating beautiful houses out of old dilapidated ones. And during that time, we didn't have anything to work with. So we were looking for a new cool renovation project. And as you know, Japan has 9 million vacant homes. It's a heaven for DIY lovers. And I stumbled upon this beautiful, gorgeous 2,000 square meter piece of land about an hour outside of Tokyo. That was in November 2023. The reason why many older Japanese houses are still vacant is because there are very complex inheritance laws and who owns what. And we weren't able to pull off a sale right away. There were one person within the family who didn't sign the papers. So we were waiting and waiting and waiting. And during that waiting period, we bought and renovated Nakano House. Turned out beautifully. We started with this house that I'm sitting in right now, Sangenjaya Villa. We also started with a museum and also Wakabayashi Park House. And in June, that was 8 months later, after we first toured the house, the broker reached out and said, "Finally, you can buy the house now. Let's sign the contracts." So I did. And Chiba Farmhouse was a very nice vacation project for me. We could be out there. I had a lot of fun. I brought so many friends out there. We had a barbecue with my small DIY Akiya community. We cleaned it all out. We fixed the water leaks. And all of this while we were building these kind of higher end houses in Tokyo. The Japanese banks, they gave me a loan. You have to pay back these loans. And while I love creating videos and I love creating houses, it's so much fun doing it. And while my hobby kind of turned into my job while doing this in Tokyo, the Chiba Farmhouse was kind of an escape to do it the way I started doing DIY. It doesn't have to be perfect, and you could kind of go and build as you go in a way. When you're working with a team, you need to decide certain things in a certain order, especially when there's a lot of money involved. And Chiba Farmhouse was never about making money. It was more of a fun project for me. I just got too busy in Tokyo, renovating my houses here, my Japandi Houses that I'm incredibly proud of. I ran out of time and I ran out of money. And while I'm still spending maybe a day a month out there, it was not really a good timing for me to start that project. Visited the house in November 2023, got the keys in June. I made a few videos about it in August and it blew up my channels again. I think the Chiba Farmhouse series has about 100 million views and people are expecting an explanation. And I'm sorry I haven't made this video up until now. It feels kind of like a defeat in a way, because I gave up on the big, beautiful farmhouse. But it's just too big of a project for me at this point. I love the idea of having a vacation house. And while most of my projects have been in Tokyo, they've been about 1/4 of the size and they're generating money. Like I'm getting loans from banks because they can see that it generates money. And to be honest, for the past 1.5 years, I haven't really had any free time. I've been working so much, building what we're building. And it started off as a hobby and now we are a team of 4 people. Building, to me, some of the coolest houses in Japan. as a job right now. We're working with incredibly skilled Japanese artisans and other cool and creative people. Not only within my company, but the collaborations we do now, like I'm super grateful and I'm so stoked about it. But to what price, really? The price for me was that I had to kind of give up on that dream house outside of Chiba, because I had to prioritize our builds in Tokyo that were 10 times more expensive to acquire and 10 times more, I don't know, like people will actually come here. Like we have had hundreds of people staying in each of our houses. We have had so good feedback on what we're doing. Media is here all the time. I've invited them to Chiba several times, but people say it's just too far. And it kind of is, even for me too. I don't have a car. I had to rent a car each time, go out there, and I spent so many nights in the nearby little ryokan. I spent about $20 a night to stay there. They had a little small sento. And most of the time I went out there alone. I gave away so many things, because you probably wonder what happened to all the things in there. And I gave away most of it. I'm not very materialistic, and I like to create and make cool things out of dilapidated things. But many of my friends, they now have possessions from Chiba Farmhouse in their houses, and that makes me warm and makes me happy in a way. But for now, I see it kind of as a defeat, and it's frightening to admit failure, I guess. It's scary to fail, and I see Chiba Farmhouse today as a failure, because I didn't live up to my promises to you. And people are asking me in the comments all the time, what happened to the farmhouse? And failure is something I am afraid of. I guess you are too. But I don't see this as the end of Chiba Farmhouse. I see it as it's not the right timing to revive this huge piece of beautiful architecture into something cool as of now, 2025. Maybe this is a big project for next year, or maybe the year after. And this comes from someone who has revived successfully many houses in Tokyo. And Chiba Farmhouse was just too big of a project for me. But with that in the back of my mind, we have another project that I would like to share with you. I learned so much by being out there in Chiba and reviving that house, but it's just too big for a one-person job. And I believe that you need to be a few people maybe together in reviving a big project like that. Our new project though is a one-story small house right next to a waterfall, not too far away from Chiba Farmhouse. And the house in itself, it's in great condition already. The bones are there, and it's not going to take us more than 3-4 months reviving it by being there maybe 3-4 days a week. I can also be there with my team, the team that I built during this past year. And I think with the same effort and with the same kind of money, reviving Chiba Farmhouse will take maybe 1.5 years. So we gave up on Chiba Farmhouse. We gave away most of the things. The safe, unfortunately, it was empty. Suzuki-san, our neighbor, is taking care of it. And I've been there a few days a month, maybe 1 day a month, 1 day every second month, a little bit on and off, because I love the area, I love Chiba. But our next project is a way smaller one. And I'm not going to give up on you this time. We're going to do this from the beginning till the end. Together with my team, we have a dedicated editor, we have a dedicated builder together with me, and we're going to turn this, it's a crazy project. It's easier project, but it's a crazy one. It's right next to a huge waterfall, and it was owned by a Japanese billionaire. The bones are great. It was filled with guns and rifles and other really cool artifacts inside, but not too much as with Chiba Farmhouse. Chiba Farmhouse cost us about $7,000 or $8,000 just to get rid of all the trash. And on top of that, we worked so hard for so many weeks, and we had so much fun doing it as well. But this new project, it's a light version of Chiba Farmhouse, but it's going to look crazy good. It's insanely unique, and I cannot wait to revive this house from the beginning till the end together with you. On top of that, we've also been working here in Tokyo, right? It's Japandi Village, Sangenjaya House, and then the next door one, Sangenjaya Villa, and then Sangenjaya Museum. That is now live on all short-term rental platforms. But that's what we've been up to, and we're growing every day. Our level of work is getting so much better day by day. We're growing our team. We have a few passionate people in my team right now, and I'm super happy about what we've created, not only company-wise, Japandi Houses, Anton in Japan, but also the level of design and how we've grown just the past year. We're growing, we're failing better every day. I'm sorry I let you in on the Chiba Farmhouse project without an end to it all, but there's been a part of me that's always wanted to revive something in the countryside. The population is declining, right? And all of these smaller cities are constantly looking for ways to bring in more people and to revive these Akiyas and these craftsmanship. We went to Gifu Tajimi just the other week to look at how they make traditional Japanese ceramic tiles. It's beautiful. And if no one revives it and takes care of it, many of these tile factories are going to implode and die out. I've had a few days to just think about everything, and I think one thing that I've been feeling bad about, other than the feeling of failure, is that I haven't been conveying it with you. Because there's one thing to fail, but then the other thing to admit failure is something that I'm not really used to. But we all fail, and by failing better every day, you become stronger, I guess. I'll still continue making a lot of videos because I really enjoy it, but it's going to be more real, and we're going to get to know each other better, and we're going to keep reviving cool houses in Japan, in a Japandi style. If you want to come and stay in Tokyo, we now have 5 really cool short-term rentals up and running, and then we've also worked on some educational content other than the book and Akiya masterclass. So it's really full speed, and with a waterfall house, we're going to have a lot of really nice content for you to enjoy. Thank you so much. Arigatou gozaimasu.